Hey guys, this is Big Nick here giving you my third Monday Night Raw review. So let's get into it. Monday Night Raw opened up with the return of Hulk Hogan, because he wasn't there last week, saying he had a big announcement for WrestleMania, and the announcement was that WrestleMania 30 will hold a 30-man over-the-top rope battle royal in memory of Andre the Giant, and the winner will get the Andre the Giant trophy. And then Cena came out to basically say he was going to be the first man entered in it. But out comes his obvious WrestleMania opponent, Bray Wyatt. So Cena, they run their mouths off. Cena lays down the challenge for WrestleMania 30. Wyatt wouldn't accept until later on in the show. Basically. And then Cena would end up going up against Eric Rowan, one-on-one. Cena wins via a roll-up. And I give the match a 2. Really lasted maybe 5-6 minutes. Excuse me. So that was it. Then we get down to the next. Then we have the Authority came out. Stephanie and Triple H demanding that Bryan apologize to kicking Triple H in the face last week on Raw. That was really what that was for. So Bryan would come out later, and we'll see what happens there. Then we had another match. The new tag team champions, the Usos versus Ryback and Curtis Axel. Winners the Usos. Get the match 2. Really didn't last that long either. Outlaws were on commentary. I wonder if those two teams would meet at WrestleMania or just on Raw or SmackDown or something like that. Then we have another match, Big E versus Swagger. I give that one a 2. Big E wins. And you can see the tension boiling between the Real Americans, Swagger and Cesaro. Coulter looked like, as King said, he was about to have a damn stroke. So yeah, Coulter basically made them shake hands. They shook hands, but it looks like Cesaro was squeezing the living hell out of his hand. Odds are we might end up seeing those two go at it. Then The Undertaker returned to Monday Night Raw, because he wasn't there last week either. But he didn't get a chance to speak because he was cut off by Paul Heyman. Heyman basically told him, do not go to WrestleMania and face Lesnar, because Lesnar will conquer the streak. So Taker told him, basically, since you're Lesnar's messenger boy, I have a message for Brock Lesnar. Tell him if he steps into the ring at WrestleMania, he will rest in peace. And you can see on Heyman's face, I don't know if it's fear of Taker or fear of he thinks is gonna happen to Taker. That was that. Then we have Rollins and Reigns versus the Brotherhood, Cody Rhodes and Goldust. That match I gave a 3.5 because that one was a really good one. Because Kane had told him earlier in the show in a backstage promo that these cracks that were in the Shield started when the Shield lost the tag team titles to Cody and Goldust. So they were going to rectify that on Raw, which they did. They won. Rollins did his stomp on Cody Rhodes. And the Goldust got the living hell speared out of him by Reigns. So yeah, that one was the best match of the night so far. Then there's a Divas match, the Bella Twins versus AJ and Tamina. The Bellas win. Nope, Natalya was also on commentary. I gave that match a 1.5. Really the only good Divas matches they've had at this PG era, well, the last few years, were Caitlyn and AJ, so. Then Bryan came out to give his apology to the Authority. And boy, he didn't. He wasn't giving an apology. We all knew that. And that was this. He said he occupied Raw. The Yes movement occupied Monday Night Raw. So yeah, they occupied Raw. There people came out of the crowd. At least maybe I'd say 20, 25, 30 people. 20 to 30 people came out in Daniel Bryan shirts, but I found out later that most of them worked for the WWE in the back. There was a few fans, maybe 5 or 6. Basically, everyone else was employees. So, and they were occupying Raw. They were not going to let the show continue until Daniel Bryan got what he wanted, and that was a match with Triple H at WrestleMania 30. And out comes the Authority. They look extremely pissed off. Triple H gave them 30 seconds to leave the ring. They didn't. He's called for security. 2 security guards came down. They were going to try and take all those people out. They just turned around and said, hell no, we can't do this. There's 2 of us against like 30 of them. So then Triple H said, let the show continue. Not comes Mr. Sandow, and he basically just said, nope, it ain't happening. I can't wrestle with all that crap. And Stephanie basically snapped. She turned into her father yelling. But that, of course, still didn't work. And then eventually Bryan finally got what he wanted, which was a match with Triple H at WrestleMania 30. But Daniel Bryan milked it. As he said, that's not the only thing we want. We want, if Daniel, and the stipulation was laid down as this, if Daniel Bryan beats Triple H at WrestleMania 30, Bryan goes automatically into the main event at WrestleMania 30, making it a triple threat match between him, Orton, and Batista. And that pissed Triple H the hell off. He snapped. His 2 security guards had to take him away as he was leaving. He basically told them, "You got what you want. You got what you want. Now and basically get the hell out of his ring." They're taking him away. Of course, Bryan finally gets what he wants. He gets not only Triple H, but if he beats Triple H, he's in the main event at WrestleMania 30. And the real reason, and Triple H basically caved in because Bryan said when they told him to leave, Bryan said, why don't we leave and everyone else in this arena leaves and set up our own ring outside, and you can entertain empty seats. So that basically is the reason why Triple H caved in. So at WrestleMania 30, we now have official Triple H, Daniel Bryan. Bryan wins. He goes into the main event, WrestleMania 30. So as of right now, this is the WrestleMania card. Triple H versus Daniel Bryan. That's just the stipulation. The WWE World Heavyweight title main event could possibly be triple threat. Undertaker and Lesnar. And that's it at the moment. Yeah, that's it at the moment. That card will expand as we go on. There's only a month left. So, yeah. Then they did another. What was it? Then they had another thing with an app where you could choose the type of match. That went Memphis, Tennessee. It was 2 out of 3 falls. Falls count anywhere, and a Memphis street fight. Of course, everyone in Memphis is going to vote for the Memphis street fight. It was between Christian and Sheamus. Sheamus won via brogue kick, kicking through a bass drum and catching Christian in the face. And they will both bruise the hell up. Kendo stick shots bruised the hell out of their bodies, and Christian was bruised. His ribs, his rib area, part of his chest, his whole back. Sheamus's back, his chest were bruised up from the kendo sticks. Christian's ribs and chest were because Sheamus was punching the living hell out of him. So yeah, Sheamus won. I gave that match a 4. That was the best match of the night. Obvious violence. And then we had the main event, which was Batista and Randy Orton, the 2 opponents at WrestleMania 30, against Big Show and Daniel Bryan. Now that match, I basically gave it a 2.5, a 3, either or. Because really, you can see the time was running down. Show was basically taken out, and it was this. Daniel Bryan tags in. He's taking on Orton and Batista. Orton's down. Batista's ready to spear Bryan. Bryan turns, moves. Batista spears the living hell out of Orton. And then Bryan knees Batista. Orton goes for the RKO, misses. Bryan gets Orton with the knee. Bryan wins. He pinned the champion. And that's how Raw ends, with Bryan defeating the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So that was Raw. You had the two best matches were Reigns and Rollins versus the Brotherhood, and the Memphis Street Fight. Because really, throughout this night, it was mainly circled around. Oh yeah, another WrestleMania match. I'm sorry I forgot, which was Cena and Wyatt. Which was really circled around Cena and Wyatt, and Bryan and Triple H. That's really all it was circled around. And also, they announced that tonight live on the WWE Network, main event will have 2 championship matches between Natalya and AJ Lee for the Divas title, and then Dean Ambrose versus Mark Henry for the US title. I can't watch it, don't have the network, so I'll just watch it tomorrow. really, I don't see either way. I don't see any of the titles changing anyway. So yeah, that was my Monday Night Raw review. I gave Raw altogether I give it a 3.5. That's my rating for the show. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Do all that. Thank you very much, and goodbye.